So this is the first time I'm documenting a video of my training for YouTube. And this is going to be one of the most important days in my training calendar. Now 3 weeks and 1 day out from my race. Technically actually 3 weeks and 2 days out from my race because I'm filming this part the night before. But it's going to be kind of a race simulation. So it'll be a long ride and then a run off the bike. Kind of unique part of this is that the first part of this ride is actually some testing. So I got Mike coming in to help me do a lactate threshold test where we're just going to find my lactate threshold 1, so it's not going to be overly fatiguing, but this number will really help illustrate where that first threshold is and where I should probably be staying under for sure in terms of power on the bike. And that being the strongest for me of the 3 disciplines in triathlon, I really want to make the most of it. So having a very dialed in lactate threshold will definitely help me know what I can push on a good day and kind of keep things realistic and hopefully get me in a really good spot in terms of race plan and race strategy. Under LT1, really, you can hold that effort for hours and you're not going to accumulate a lot of fatigue. So then it really comes down to fueling and hydration and electrolyte consumption, which is also part of the strategy that I am practicing with this race simulation. So the goal, because I can take on a lot of carbs on the bike and not so much on the run, the goal is really to front load on the bike. So I'm aiming for the first 2 hours on the bike or 3 hours will be hopefully 150 to 190 grams an hour, which is a lot, but I haven't had a problem with that on the bike. It's only when I've gotten off the bike and started running that I start to feel that. So the first 2 hours, I'm really just gonna throw carbs down. And then moving into the second half of the bike is when kind of gonna pull back on my carb intake. So I'll probably aim for 120 on the back half. And then on the run tomorrow, it's only a 45 or 60 minute run. So it's not gonna be super far, but hopefully I can get a good feel for how my biking nutrition fueled the run and how it feels at a race pace effort on 2 legs. So I'm hoping to go 60 to 80 grams on the run. And if I can maintain that for a full marathon, I would be super pumped. And that means that nutrition would not be the limiting factor, which is the goal. The goal is the limiting factor to be fitness. And I think my fitness is in a really good spot, all things considered. Anyway, that was a bit of a ramble. That's all for this first part. Okay, so I've just mixed my carbs for tomorrow for both on the trainer for the lactate test as well as outside on the bike during my long ride and then for the run off the bike. So when I'm on the trainer, I have just 1 bottle, 70 grams maltodextrin, 45 grams of fructose with some salt. For outside, I have 3 of these bottles, which is 200 grams total, 115 to 85 ratio maltodextrin to fructose. And then I also have 4 Rice Krispie squares for a grand total of like 665 grams of carbs for when I'm outside, which if I hit the total time would work out to about 150 grams an hour, which I would be happy with if I can chuck that down. And then for the run, I found just maltodextrin sits a lot better in my stomach than if I had fructose. So I just have an 80 gram bottle of that to just carry with me when I'm running. And I'm also going to have 1 gel in my back pocket. But that is ready to go for tomorrow. So now all I have to do is add water.
Morning, it's like 5:10 and I'm getting ready to go. Just took my HRV, it's in range, so I feel pretty good about today, but now it's time to eat, get moving a little bit, get some caffeine in before Mike gets here and we start getting ready with the lactate testing. But this is what an HRV reading looks like. I'm not actually doing it here, but this is just me pretending. Okay, so we got breakfast. It's like just before 5:30, and it's just 2 bagels with a healthy spread of Nutella and 3 scrambled eggs. It's 6:59. This is the earliest I've ever seen Mike awake. Just wrapped up lactate testing. Mike was a huge help. Shout out Mike Travers, future doctor. And putting this data into ChatGPT, prompting it really well, asking Gemini, looking at the graph. I'm pretty confident in the numbers that we have. So it looks like my LT1, which is what we tested, is around 270 to 280 watts, which is fantastic. I was honestly not expecting that at all. I was expecting like 260 because I think it was 250 to 255 last time I did it a couple months ago. So now I'm gonna just refuel, chill for a little bit, and then I'm gonna go outside, ride, and test that theory. Okay, we got the tri-suit on, loaded the bike and all my nutrition in the car. We're gonna drive to the park where I'm gonna do my run. And so we're gonna bike from there, bike back, put the bike in the car again, run off the bike. So let's go. Also, more caffeine because obviously you need that shit. All locked and loaded. Here we go. No film while riding, but stopped at a gas station to get a sports drink and refill my water. Just wrapped up, went like 8.3K on the run. Effort felt pretty good. Fueling strategy definitely needs some work, but I think I cut it a little short to play it safe with the hip, but regardless, in T-minus 3 weeks I'm gonna be deep in the frickin' pain cave during the marathon. Cheers. Yeah, you know what's up, I need those calories back. Bingo. We have acquired the cookie dough. I also got this in the mail from Amazon. I think I know what it is. And honestly, probably would have been nice if this had come in before I did my workout today. Anti-ball edge cream. Just kidding. Yep. Anti-friction powder from Anti-Monkey Butt. Josh put me on this. So some more nose strips. Okay, that's it for me for the day. Just got one more kind of final thought about the whole day of training. And while it was a hard day of training, it was very hard, one of my hardest that I've had. That obviously makes sense because it was a huge day. But I did unintentionally kind of boost my confidence in a way that when I look back at the day, I totally miscalculated how long the lactate testing would take. So that ended up being an hour and a half plus a 20-minute warm-up. And then I rode for 4 hours and 5 minutes. So that was a 6-hour ride pretty much today. And then a 8.3K runoff, which felt okay. Like I felt like I truly could have finished a marathon at that pace. It would have been absolutely brutal. But that accidental extra time, and especially because the lactate testing, a lot of it was at race pace. The only efforts that were below race pace were the first 2 segments, and then it was all pretty much race pace and higher. It was a good day. 22 days out from IronMan Ottawa.